Oh. Did you guys hear that echo? Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good today. So recently I replaced the main seal on the 78 Shovelhead. The main seal wasn't leaking, but I hadn't put a quart gasket in behind the main seal, which apparently those transmissions need. And I had to take the main seal out and put a quart gasket in and put a new main seal in. But I haven't run the bike yet to see if I solved the leak. I'm hoping that that solved the leak, but you just never know what things could be causing those kinds of problems. So I got the Shovelhead pushed outside and I'm gonna go start it up, let it warm up and see whether or not it's leaking, because before it's always only leaked after the bike's been running for a while. So we're just gonna go test it out and see if my replacement cork actually solved the leaky problem, and I'm really hoping that it did and that there's not some deeper issue. There it is, the beauty. For being not really my style, I actually really like the way that it looks. I think it kind of just all fits together very well. So a bunch of you watched my video of me replacing the main seal, or well, actually just putting in a quart gasket and then having to replace the main seal as a result of that. I didn't show you guys that we had kind of changed the shape of this shifter lever here, but this was just kind of like way up in the way and in the way of my leg, and every time I sat on the bike and tried to move it, I was popping it into gear. I guess that was kind of one advantage of having to take the inner primary off, was that we could get to that and actually bend it to where it does not interfere with your leg if you're sitting on the bike. So I had quite a big puddle forming underneath of the bike on this side of the bike after running it, and from that quart gasket not being in the transmission. So I'm going to start the bike up right now, let it warm up for a little bit, and just see whether or not it leaks. Before I started, I just kind of wanted to show you guys some things, because I know some of you guys have seen my other videos about this bike, but some of you have not. So this is just a 200 amp switch that we have that goes from the battery to the starter. So it's basically just acting as a kill switch, because these older Harleys and these starters, sometimes the starters will run on. So it's basically the starter is staying engaged. A lot of times you'll burn out your starter, you'll wreck your battery, all kinds of scary things happen. And if you don't have a kill switch like that going between the battery and your solenoid, you just have to really fumble around and try to quickly disconnect your battery before you destroy everything. So that is something that if you don't have it already on your bike, you might want to look into something like that. I ordered this switch off Temu. We haven't really used it much, so I guess we'll see the kind of quality that it ends up being, but you can get them on Amazon, and the ones on Amazon were more expensive and it seemed like the exact same thing. So anyway, you want it to be capable of being able to have 200 cranking amps pass through it. That's what we've got going on. You might want to do your own research on that. So this is electric start. It has kickstart also, which I will not be doing today. We've also eliminated our starter solenoid switch, I think it would be, or solenoid relay. And we've actually got this, which is actually just a feeler gauge, bent. And all you're really doing is you jump in the solenoid here, and that just eliminates some wiring. It eliminates another component, and you just push that against there. That works as a starter button. So that is how I will be starting the bike. Don't mind my sweatpants, guys. It's pretty cold out here, and I don't like being cold, so I put a pair of sweatpants on over top of my normal pants. I'm not just a slob. I might be a slob, but I don't always wear sweatpants. Come on, bike. There we go. Let's see if there's any leaks springing. I don't see any. Would be right in there if it was. It's kind of hard to get the camera in there. Probably shut it down. definitely leaking because it's a shovel head. I'm gonna have to get a mirror though, but I think I'm gonna push it inside so that the residual heat from the motor can warm up my garage. Let's go inside where it's warm. Okay, I just came back downstairs to check the puddle underneath the shovel head and see how big it has gotten. I was gonna let it sit overnight and see how much it leaked out overnight, but I don't really think that's necessary because normally by now it would have a pretty big puddle underneath of there, but it's pretty much got no puddle underneath of there, so that's good. Got one little drip. It's actually pretty good. So it's definitely still leaking a little bit, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was before, and I think it's as good as I'm gonna get it at this point, because I don't plan on taking that thing apart again, and I don't plan on trying to make it completely leak free. I'm gonna leave that up to my brother who is getting the bike. For me, it's good enough. I just wanted to get it to the point where the bike could be ridden without leaking out the entire transmission. That's pretty good. And I would have done this little update video sooner, but I've been pretty busy with just different things and life, so I'm doing this video now. I hope you guys liked it. This is a short one, but I know that some of you guys were asking about whether or not it worked, so I just figured I'd show you all that it did work. And yes, this bike does run. I've had a few people commenting about never seeing this bike be ridden or run or whatever, and yeah, I've not ridden it yet because it's not even finished completely yet. Like you guys saw in my last videos about this bike, it had a pretty bad transmission leak and it was not going to be ridden, and now it's winter, so I will be learning how to ride it in the spring, which I'm still a little bit nervous to think about because I've never ridden jockey shift before. Anyway guys, I hope you guys like this video, and like always guys, if you like what you see, or if you just like me, or even if you don't like me but you like my bikes, then like, comment, subscribe, do all those things you guys do, and like always, I will catch y'all on the flip side. Peace. It's a leaky, 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 leaky bike. And I'm not gonna say that because why would I say that? And it'll be like run. People always show up at the worst times. Damn it. Might as well deal with this guy. Yeah. My Jerry bell's on the door, so I know if anyone's coming in. Perfect, actually. I think that's a great spot for it. Jerry the pirate.